Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Ezekiel 19 to 24, Proverbs 14 and Psalm 49. Let's get started. And you, take up a lamentation for the princes of Israel and say, what was your mother? A lioness. Among lions she crouched. In the midst of her young lions she reared her cubs, and she brought up one of her cubs. She became a young lion, and he learned to catch prey. He devoured men. The nations heard about it. He was caught in their pit. They brought him with looks to the land of Egypt, and she saw that she waited in me. Her hope was lost. He took another one of her calves and made him a young lion. He prowled among the lions. He became a young lion, and he learned to catch prey. He devoured men. He seized their windows, and he laid waste their seas. And lambs that pulled at all who would. At the sound of his roar, the nations set against him from provinces on every side. They spread their net over him. He was taken in the pit. With hooks they put him in the cage and brought him to the king of Babylon. They brought him into custody, that his voice should no more be heard on the mountains of Israel. He mothers like a vine in a vineyard, planted by the water, fruitful and full of branches, by reason of abundant water. The strong stems became broad as scepters. It towered aloft among the thick boughs. It was seen in its height with the mass of its branches. The vine was plucked up in its fury, cast down to the ground. The east wind dried up its fruit. They were stripped off and withered. As for its strong stem, fire consumed it. Now it is planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty land, and fire has gone out from the stem of its shoots, has consumed its fruit, so that there remains in it no strong stem, no scepter for ruling. This is a lamentation, has become a lamentation. In the 7th year, in the 5th month, and on the 10th day of the month, 7 of the elders of Israel, they came to inquire and sat before me. And the word of the Lord came to me. So man, speak to the elders of Israel and say to them, thus says the Lord God, it is easy to inquire of me that you come. And hello, declares the Lord God, I will not be inquired of by you. We judge them, son of man, we judge them. Let them know the abominations of their father, and say to them, thus says the Lord God, on the day when I chose Israel, I swore to offspring of the house of Jacob, making myself known to them in the land of Egypt. I swore to them, saying, I am the Lord your God. On that day I swore to them that I would bring them out of the land of Egypt into a land that I searched out for them, a land flowing with milk and honey, most glorious of all lands. And I said to them, prosper the detestable things your eyes feast on, every one of you, do not delude yourself from the idols of Egypt. With the idols of Egypt, I am the Lord your God. They rebelled against me and were not willing to listen to me. None of them cast away the detestable things that my eyes feasted on, nor did they forsake the idols of Egypt. And I said, I will pour out my wrath upon them, and spend my anger against them in the midst of the land of Egypt. And I acted for the sake of my name, that it should not be profaned in the sight of the nations among whom they live, in whose sight I made myself known to them, and bring them out of the land of Egypt. So I led them out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness, and gave them my statute, and made known to them my rules, by which if a person does them, he shall live. Moreover, I gave them my Sabbaths, as a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Lord who sanctifies them. But the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They did not walk in my statutes, or rejected my rules, by which if a person does them, he shall live. And in my Sabbaths they greatly profaned. And I said I would pour out my wrath upon them in the wilderness, to make a full end of them. And I acted for the sake of my name, and it should not be profaned in the sight of the nations, in whose sight I brought them out. Moreover, I swore to them in the wilderness that I would not bring them into the land that I had given, a land flowing with milk and honey, the most glorious of all lands, because they rejected my rules and did not walk in my statutes, and profaned my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. Nevertheless, my eyes spared them, and I did not destroy them or make a full end of them in the wilderness. And I said to their children in the wilderness, do not walk in the statutes of your fathers, nor keep their rules, nor to fill yourselves with their idols. I am the Lord your God. Walk in my statutes, and be careful to obey my rules, and keep my Sabbaths holy, that they may be a sign between me and you, that you may know that I am the Lord your God. The children rebelled against me. They did not walk in my statutes, and were not careful to obey my rules, by which if a person does them, he shall live. They profaned my Sabbaths. Then I said, I will pour out my wrath upon them, and spend my anger against them in the wilderness. And I withheld my hand and acted for the sake of my name, that it should not be profaned in the sight of the nations, in whose sight I had brought them out. Now however I swore to them in the wilderness that I would scatter them among the nations and disperse them through the country, because they had not obeyed my rules, but had rejected my statutes and profaned my Sabbaths. And their eyes were set on their father's idols. Wherever I gave them statutes that were not for good, and rules by which they could not have life, and I defiled them through their very gifts and their offspring, all their firstborn, that I might devastate them. I did it that they might know that I am the Lord. Therefore, son of man, speak to the house of Israel, and say to them, thus says the Lord God, in this earth your fathers blasphemed me, I dealing treacherously with me. When I brought them into the land I swore to give them, and wherever they saw any high hill or any leafy tree, there they offered their sacrifices, and there they presented the provocation of their offering. Of their offering. And there they sent out their blazing arrows, and there they poured out their drink offerings. So I said, therefore say to the house of Israel, thus says the Lord God, will you fill yourselves after the manner of your fathers, and go whoring after the detestable things? When you present your gifts and offer your children fire, you fill yourselves with all your idols to this day. And shall I be inquired of by you, house of Israel? As I live, declares the Lord God, I will not be inquired of you. What is in your mind shall never happen. The thought, let us be like the nations, and like the tribes of the countries, and worship wooden stone. As I live, declares the Lord, surely with a mighty hand and outstretched arm, and with wrath poured out will I be king over you. I'll bring you out from the peoples and gather you from the countries where you were scattered, with a mighty hand and outstretched arm, and with wrath poured out, and I'll bring you to the wilderness of the peoples, and now there I'll enter into judgment with you face to face, as I entered the judgment with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So I will enter into judgment with you, declares the Lord God, and I'll make you pass under the rod, and I'll bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I'll purge out the rebels from among you, and those who transgress will never. Those who transgress against you, I'll bring them out of the land where they sojourn, and they shall not enter the land of Israel. Then you will know that I am the Lord. As for you, O house of Israel, thus is the Lord God. Go serve every one of you his idols, now and hereafter, if you will not listen to me. But my holy name shall no more profane with your gifts and your idols. For on my holy mountain, the mountain high of Israel, declares the Lord God, there all the house of Israel, all shall serve me in the Lord. There I will accept your sacred offerings, and there I will require your contributions and the choices of your gifts, and with all your sacred offerings. As a place here I will accept you, when I bring you out from the peoples and gather you out of the countries where you have been scattered. And I will manifest my holiness among you in the sight of the nations, and you shall know that I am the Lord, when they bring you into the land of Israel, the country that I swore to give to your fathers. And there you shall remember your ways and all your deeds which you have committed, which you have defiled yourself. And you shall loathe yourself for all the evils that you have committed, and you shall know that I am the Lord. And I deal with you for my name's sake, not according to your evil ways, nor according to your corrupt deeds. My house is Israel, declares the Lord God. And the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, set your face toward the southland, each against the south, and prostrate against the forest land in the Negev. Say to the forest of the Negev, hear the word of the Lord, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will kindle fire in you, and it will devour every green tree in you, and every dry tree. And blazing flame shall not be quenched, and all faces from south to north shall be scorched by it. All flesh shall see that I, the Lord, have kindled it, and it shall not be quenched. Then I said, O Lord God, they are saying of me, is he not a maker of parables? The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, set your face toward Jerusalem, and preach against the sanctuaries. If I see against the land of Israel, and say to the land of Israel, thus says the Lord, I am against you, and will draw my sword from its shaft, and will cut off from you both righteous and wicked, because I will cut off from you both righteous and wicked. Therefore my sword shall be drawn from its shaft against all flesh, from south to north, and all flesh shall know that I am the Lord. I have drawn my sword from its shaft, it shall not be shafted again. And as for you, son of man, crying with breaking heart and bitter grief, grin before their eyes, and when they say to you, why do you grind? You shall say, because of the news that is coming. Every heart will melt, and all plans will be feeble. Every spirit will faint, and all knees will be weak as water. The order is coming, and it will be fulfilled, declares the Lord God. And the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, prophecy, and say, thus says the Lord, say, the sword is sharpened, and there's a polished, sharp as the sword, polished a flashlight lightning. So the sword is given to be polished, and it may be grasped in the hand. It is sharpened and polished to be given into the hand of the slave. Cry and wail, son of man, for it is against my people. It is against all the princes of Israel. May I deliver over to the sword with my people. Strike therefore upon your thigh, for it will not be a testing. What could it do if you despise the rod, declares the Lord God? As for you, son of man, prophecy, clap your hands and let the sword come down twice. Yes, 3 times, for the sword of those to be slain. It is the sword of the great slaughter which surrounds them, that their hearts may melt, and many stumble. All their gates I have given the glittering sword. It is made like lightning, it is taken out for slaughter. Cut sharply to the right, set yourself to the left. Wherever your face is direct, I shall require my hands, and I will satisfy my fury. I, the Lord, have spoken. The word of the Lord came to me again. As for you, son of man, mark 2 ways for the sword of the king of Babylon to come. Most of them shall come from the same land, and make snipers, make it at the head of the way to the sea, and mark a way for the sword to come to Rabbah of the Ammonites, into Jerusalem the fortified. For the king of Babylon stands at the parting of the way, at the head of the two ways, who choose divination. He shakes the arrows, he consults the teraphim, he looks at the living. Into his right hand comes the divination for Jerusalem, to set battering rams, to open the mouth of murder, to lift up the voice of shouting, to set battering rams against the gates, to cast the lands, to build siege towns. To them it all seemed like a false divination. He sworn solemn oaths that he brings their guilt to remembrance, that they may be taken. Therefore thus says the Lord God, because you have made your guilt to be remembered, and that your transgressions are uncovered, so that in all your deeds your sins appear. Because you have come to remember, you shall be taken in hand, and you refrain wicked one, Prince of Israel. Whose day is gone, the time of your final punishment. Thus says the Lord God, remove the turban and take off the crown, and things shall not remain as they are. Exalt that which is low, and bring low that which is exalted. And run, I will make it. This earth shall not be until we come. But unto him judgment belongs, and I will give it to him. And you, son of man, prophesy and say, thus says the Lord God concerning the Ammonites and concerning their reproach. Say, a sword is drawn from the sword, it is punished to consume and to flash like lightning. While they see 3 false faces, and while they divine lies free, place you on the necks of the refrain wicked. These days come, and the time of their final punishment. Return its to its shaft, in the place where you were created, in the land of your origin. I will judge you, and I will pour out my indignation upon you, and I will blow upon you with the fire of my wrath, and I will deliver you into the hand of brutish men, skillful to destroy. You shall be full of the fire, your blood shall be in the midst of the land. You shall no more be remembered, for I, the Lord, have spoken. And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, you, son of man, will you judge the bloody sea, and declare to her all her abomination. You shall say, thus says the Lord God, is he that sheds blood in her midst, so that her time may come, and makes arrows to defile herself. You have become guilty by the blood that you have shed, and defiled by the idols that you have made, and you have brought your days near, and the appointed time of your years has come. Therefore I have made you a reproach to the nations, and a mockery to all the countries. Those who are near and those who are far from you will mock you. Your names defile you. You are full of tumult. Behold, the princes of Israel and you, everyone according to his house, have been bent on shedding blood. Father and mother are treated with contempt with you. The sojourner suffers extortion in your midst. The fatherless and the widow are wronged in you. You have despised my holy things and profaned my Sabbaths. There are men in you who slander to shed blood, and people in you who eat on the mountains. You commit lewdness in your midst. In you men uncover their father's nakedness. In you they violate women who are unclean in their menstrual impurity. One commits abomination with a woman who are with his neighbor's wife. Another lewdly defiles his neighbor-in-law. While another of you in you violates his sister, his father's daughter. In you they take bribes to shed blood. You take interest and profit and make your neighbors by extortion. May you have forgotten who declares the Lord God. I strike my hand at the sunscreen that you have made, and at the blood that has been in your midst. Can your courage endure, or can your hands be strong? In those days that I shall deal with you. I, the Lord, have spoken, and I will do it. I will scatter you among the nations, and disperse you through the countries, and I will consume your uncleanness out of you, and shall be profaned by your own doing in the sight of the nations. And you shall know that I am the Lord. And the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, the house of Israel has become dross to me. All of them are bones and tin and iron and lead in the furnace. Ye are dross of silver. Therefore thus says the Lord God, because you have all become dross, therefore behold, I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as one gathers silver and bronze and iron and lead and tin into a furnace, to blow the fire on it in order to melt it. So I will gather you in my anger and my wrath, and I will put you in and melt you. I will gather you and blow on you with the fire of my wrath, and you shall be melted in the midst of it. As silver is melted in a furnace, so you shall be melted in the midst of it. And you shall know that I am the Lord. I have poured out my wrath upon you. And the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, say to her, you are a land that is not cleansed, it will rain upon in the day of indignation. The conspiracy of the prophets in the midst is like a roaring lion, hanging prey. They have devoured human lives. They have taken treasure and precious things. They have made many widows in their midst. Their priests have done violence to my Lord and profaned my holy things. They have made a distinction between the holy and the common. Neither have they taught the difference between the unclean and the clean. And they have disregarded my Sabbath, so that I am profaned among them. Their princes in their midst are like wolves tearing the prey, shedding blood, destroying lives to get dishonest gain. And their prophets are smeared, whitewashed, seeing false visions and divining lies for saying, thus says the Lord God. And the Lord has not spoken. The people of the land have practiced extortion and committed robbery. They have oppressed the poor and needy, and have extorted from the sojourner without justice. And I sought for a man among them who should build up the wall and stand in the breach before me for the land, that I should not destroy, but I found none. Therefore I have poured out my indignation upon them. I have consumed with fire my wrath, and I have returned their way upon their heads, declares the Lord God. Let the Lord came to me. Son of man, there were two men. Their daughters were of one mother. They played the whore in Egypt. They played the whore in their youth. There their breasts were pressed, and their virgin bosoms handled. Aholah is the name of the elder, and Aholibah the name of her sister. They became one, and they bore sons and daughters. And as for their name, Aholah is Mary, and Aholibah is Jerusalem. Aholah played the whore while she was mine, and she lusted after her lovers, the Assyrians, warriors clad in purple, governors and commanders. All of them desirable young men, horsemen riding on horses. She bestowed her whoring upon them, the choicest men of Assyria, all of them. And she defiled herself with all the idols of Eglon, after whom she lusted. She did not give up her whoring as she had begun in Egypt. For in her youth made her name with her and her virgin bosom, and poured out their whoring lust upon her. Therefore I delivered her into the hands of her lovers, into the hands of the Assyrians, after whom she lusted. They seized and covered her nakedness. Thus they seized her sons and her daughters, and after her they killed her with the sword. And she became a byword among the women, when judgment had been executed on her. Her sister Aholibah saw this, and she became more corrupt than her sister in the lust and even whore, and she was worse than her sister. She lusted after the Assyrians, governors and kings, warriors clothing for horsemen riding on horses, all of them desirable young men. They saw that she was defiled. They both took the same way, but she carried her whoring further. He saw men portrayed on the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed in vermilion, wearing belts on their waists, with flowing turbans on their heads, all of them having the appearance of officers. The likeness of Babylonians, native land was Chaldea, and she saw them. She lusted after them and sent messengers to them in Chaldea. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with her whoring lust. And after she was defiled by them, she turned from them in disgust. Then she carried on her whoring so openly and flaunted her nakedness. I turned in disgust from her, as I had turned in disgust from her sister. Yet she increased her whore, and remembered the days of her youth. And she played the whore in the land of Egypt, and lusted after her lovers there, whose members were like those of donkeys, and whose issue was like that of horses. And she longed for the lewdness of Egypt, when the Egyptians handed your bosom and pressed your young breasts. Therefore, Aholibah, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will stir up against you the lovers from whom you turned in disgust, and I will bring them against you from every side, the Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekod and Shah and Cub, and all the Assyrians with them, desirable young men, governors and commanders, all of them, officers and men of renown, all of them riding on horses, and they shall come against you from the north with chariots and wagons, and a host of people. And they shall set themselves against you on every side with a buckler, shield, and helmet. And I will commit the judgment to them, and they shall judge you according to their judgment. And I will direct my jealousy against you, that they may deal with you in fury. They shall cut off your nose and your ears, and your survivors shall fall by the sword. They shall seize your sons and your daughters, and your survivors shall be devoured by fire. They shall also strip you of your clothes and take away your beautiful jewels. So thus I will put an end to your lewdness and your whoring begun in the land of Egypt, so that you shall not lift up your eyes to them or remember Egypt any more. For thus says the Lord God, behold, I will deliver you into the hand of those whom you hate, into the hand of those from whom you turn in disgust. And they shall deal with you in hatred and take away the fruit of your labor, and leave you naked, and the nakedness of your whoring shall be uncovered. Your lewdness and your whoring have brought this upon you, because you have played the whore with the nations and defiled yourself with your idols. You have gone the way of your sister, therefore I will give her cup into your hand. Thus says the Lord God, you shall drink your sister's cup, and that is deep in lust, and you shall eat laughter and held in derision. And it contains much. You will be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, a cup of horror and desolation, the cup of your sister's Samaria. You shall drink it and drain it out, and gnaw its shards and tear your breasts. I shall respect, declares the Lord God. Therefore thus says the Lord, because I have forgotten, you have forgotten, and cast me behind your back. You yourself must bear the consequences of your lewdness and whore. And the Lord said to me, son of man, will you judge Aholah and Aholibah? Declare to them their abomination, that they will commit adultery, and blood is on their hands. And tell us they have committed adultery, and they have even offered up to them. They have fulfilled the children that whom they have born to me. And moreover, this they have done to me. They have defiled my sanctuary on the same day and profaned my Sabbath. And when they saw their children sacrificed to their idols, on the same day they came out into my sanctuary to profane it. And behold, this is what they did in my house. They even sent for men to come from afar, to whom a messenger was sent. And behold, they came to you. For them you bathed yourself, painted your eyes, and adorned yourself with ornaments. And you sat on a stately couch, and with a table spread before, on which you had placed my incense and my oil. The sound of a carefree multitude was with it, and with men of the common sort, trumpets were brought from the wilderness, and they put bracelets on the heads of the woman, and beautiful crowns on their heads. And I said of her who was won by adultery, now they will continue to use her for a whole, even her. They have gone into her house, and they go into her prostitute. Not take went into Aholah and Aholibah. Aholibah, lewd woman, but righteous men shall pass judgment on them with the sentence of adulteresses, and the sentence of women who shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is on their heads. Thus is the Lord God, bring up a vast host against them, and make them an object of terror and of plunder. And the vast shall stand and cut them down with their swords. They shall kill their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses. Thus I'll put an end to lewdness in the land. They all may take warning and not commit lewdness as you have done. And they shall return your lewdness upon you, and shall bear the penalty for your sinful idolatry, and shall know that I am the Lord God. And the 90th and the 10th month, and the 10th day of the month, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, write down the name of this day, this very day. The king of Babylon has laid C.Jun to Jerusalem this very day. And utter a parable to the Rabbi's house, and say to him, thus says the Lord God, sit on the pot, set it on, pour in water over it, put it in the pieces of meat, all the good pieces, thigh and the shoulder, fill it with choice bones, take the choicest one of the flock, all the loaves under it, boil well, see those his bones within it. Therefore thus says the Lord God, woe to the bloody sea, to the pot whose corrosion is in it, and whose corrosion has not been removed. Take out of it piece after piece, without making any choice. For the blood she is shed as sadness, she is put on the barrel. She did not pour out on the ground to cover it with dust, to cover out my mouth to take vengeance. I set on the barrel the blood she is shed, and it may not be covered. Therefore thus says the Lord, woe to the bloody sea. I also will make the pot grow, heat upon the log, kindle the fire, boil the meat well, mix in the spices, and let the bones be burned. Then set it empty upon the coals, that it may become hot, and its copper may burn, and its uncleanness may be melted, and its corrosion consumed. She has wearied herself with toil, its abundance corrosion does not go out of it. Into the fire with its corrosion, on account of your unclean lewdness, because I would have cleansed you, and you are not cleansed from your uncleanness. You shall not be cleansed any more until I have satisfied my fury upon you. I am the Lord, I have spoken, and it shall come to pass. I will not go back. I will not spare. I will not relent. I go according to your ways and your deeds, that you will be judged, declares the Lord God. And the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, behold, I am about to take the delight of your eyes away from you and astray. Yet you shall not mourn or weep, nor shall your tears run down. Sigh, but not aloud, make no mourning for the dead. Bind on your turban, put your soles on your feet. Do not cover your lips, nor eat the bread of men. So I spoke to the people in the morning, and at evening my wife died. And on the next morning I did as I was commanded. And the people said to me, why will you not tell us what these things mean? I said, well, you are acting thus. And I said to them, the word of the Lord came to me, saying to the house of Israel, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will profane my sanctuary, the pride of your power, the delight of your eyes, and the yearning of your soul, and your sons and your daughters whom you left behind shall fall by the sword. And you shall do as I have done. You shall not cover your eyes, nor eat the bread of men. Your turban shall be on your head, and your shoes on your feet. You shall not mourn or weep, and you shall run away in your iniquities and groan to one another. Thus shall Ezekiel be to you as according to all that he has done to you, you shall do. When this comes, then you will know that I am the Lord God. And as for you, son of man, surely on the day when I take from them their stronghold, their joy and glory, the delight of their eyes and their soul's desire, and as their sons and daughters, and on that day a visitor will come to you, and to report to you the news. On that day your mouth will be open to you, the fugitive, and you shall speak and be no longer me. So you will be assigned to them, and they will know that I am the Lord. Proverbs 14. Why does a woman build a house by folly with her own hands tears it down? Whoever walks in uprightness fears the Lord, and he who is devious in his ways despises him. By the mouth of a fool comes a rod for his back, and the lips of the wise will preserve him. Where there is no ox in the manger is free, and abundant crops come by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain. Knowledge is only for a man of understanding, and leave the presence of a fool, but they do not need words of knowledge. Wisdom of the prudent is to discern his way, the folly of fools is deceit. Fools mock at the guilt offering, but the upright enjoy acceptance. A heart knows its own bitterness, no stranger shares joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, at the tongue of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to him, and its end is the way to death. Even in laughter the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. The backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his way. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. And who is wise is cautious and turns away from evil. And a fool is reckless and careless. A man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices his hate. The simple hair of folly will the prudent crown with knowledge. The evil bow down before the good, and looking at the gates of the righteous. The poor is disliked even by his neighbor, but the rich is manifest. Whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner. Blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Do they not go astray who devise you? Who should devise good me? Steadfast love and faithfulness, in order to lose profit. And made all trends only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth, but the folly of fools brings upon folly. The truthful witness saves life. One who brings out lies is deceitful, and the fear of the Lord one is strong. wickedness, and his children will have refused to fear the Lord defending them life, and won't be turned away from the snares of death. In the multitude of people is the glory of the king, and without people a prince is ruler. Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who is a hasty temper exalts fall. A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones grow. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker. He who is generous to the needy honors him. The wicked is overthrown through his evildoing, but the righteous finds refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of a man of understanding, but it makes itself known even in the midst of false righteousness exalts a nation. The sins are reproach to any people. The servant who deals wisely has the king's favor, but his wrath falls on one who acts shamefully. Psalm 49. Hear this, all peoples, give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be understood. I will incline my ear to a prophet, I will solve the riddle to the music of the lyre. Why should I fear in times of trouble? When the iniquity of those who cheat surrounds me, those who trust in their wealth and boast the abundance of their riches. Truly no man can ransom another, but will give to God the price of his life, for the ransom of their life is costly and can never suffice. Now he should live on forever and never see the pit, for he sees that even the wise die. The fool and the stupid alike must perish and leave their wealth to others. Their graves are their homes forever, their dwelling places to all generations. And they are called lands by their own. Man in his pomp, we will not marry. He is like the beast that perish. This is the path of those who have false confidence. Yet after them people approve of their boast. Like sheep they are upon a foothold, death shall be their shepherd, and the upright shall rule over them in the morning. Their form shall be consumed in itself. They have no place to dwell, but God will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, and he will receive me. He is not afraid when the man becomes rich, or when the glory of his house increases. But when he dies, he will carry nothing away. His glory will not go down with him. Although while he lives, he counts himself blessed, and though you get praise when you do well for yourself. His soul will go to the generation of his fathers. He will never again see light. Man in his pomp, yet without understanding, is like the beast that perish. Now that is done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Raise my hands, the Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.